I'd like to go ahead and call this meeting to order and ask for roll, please.
Recording in progress.
Chair Sanchez,
Present.
Committee Member Joyce,
Present.
Committee Member Devaney, Committee Member Blackburn,
Present.
Committee Member Luna,
Present.
Committee Member Stimmel.
Present.
All committee members are present.
Thank you very much. And Mayor Blackburn, could you lead us in the flag of Pledge of Allegiance?
My pleasure. Please join me in the pledge of the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Thank you. Right. So first item up, item number 2, comments from the audience. Do we have any requests to speak on items not on the agenda?
I don't have any request slips.
Okay, thank you. So next is approval of minutes from prior meetings. My understanding is that if we've had a chance, I was not present at the last meeting, but I understand that so long as I had a chance to review the minutes, and they were very good minutes, so I followed them. They were, whoever did them, thank you. So I will be voting on this. Any requests from the public to speak on this item?
No, we don't.
Thank you. Any comments from board members regarding the minutes? Okay, do I have a motion to? Okay, there's a motion and a second. There's a motion second. Please vote. And let's see, how do we do this? Do we all just say aye?
That sounds good.
Okay, all right. If you approve, please say aye. Aye. If you do not approve, please say nay. So it sounds like it was unanimous vote. All right, new business. We do have under 4A, Buena Vista Lagoon Weir status. We do have a report by Jamie Timberlake, Coastal Zone Administrator, City Manager's Office, City of Oceanside. Thank you, Ms. Timberlake.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. So I wanted to provide an update on the status of the weir, which is at the Buena Vista Lagoon mouth. So on Friday, February 9th, 2024, at approximately 10 a.m., City of Oceanside received notification that the 50-foot weir at the mouth of the lagoon had breached. A timber plank within the weir had been dislodged, likely from recent storms and from high tides. The gap in the weir where the breach happened, it caused a rapid, observable drop in elevation of the weir basin and compromised the integrity of the weir structure overall, which was built in 1971. So the cities of Oceanside and Carlsbad are in a maintenance agreement for the weir, and that was established in 1971. The agreement sets that the cities are to maintain, operate, and repair the weir under the collective interest that the weir prevents both flooding and excessive drainage of the lagoon. Specifically, the maintenance prescribed requires repairs to be done to keep the channel open while maintaining the water level of the lagoon to the height of the weir. So following an on-site review of conditions by both the City of Oceanside and Carlsbad, an emergency work plan was developed to repair the section of the weir that had been compromised and complete the work ahead of forecasted storms and large swells, which were forecasted to be about 10 to 12 feet in the following couple days. The emergency repair work was arranged and monitored by the City of Oceanside, and the work involved the positioning of a long-reach excavator to implement temporary emergency repairs using steel plates. 4 steel plates were placed across the gap in the weir, as well as across areas where leaks were being observed, and that covered approximately 20 feet of the weir. This was determined to be the required length of the repair to provide temporary relief of the emergency situation. Once the work plan was developed and the equipment was mobilized, the work to place the plates, demobilize, and clean the work area took approximately 5 hours, with all the emergency repairs being done that day. So as discussed, the weir controls both storm flow out and tidal flow into the lagoon. Therefore, the weir repair was done in an emergency to prevent environmental impacts from a rapid outflow of fresh water and subsequent drop in the lagoon elevation, which would cause immediate loss of open water habitat. It was also done to prevent coastal flooding of private properties adjacent to the Weir Basin, as elevated tides were happening and storm surge. And it was done to prevent complete failure of the Weir structure itself. After the fact, emergency permits have been or are being sought from the Coastal Commission, the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, the Regional Water Quality Control Board of San Diego, and the Army Corps of Engineers. So next steps, the work done to date was performed using emergency measures, so meaning that the repairs were done to a level to maintain the weir temporarily. As the cities of Oceanside and Carlsbad are identified in the 1971 agreement as being the parties required to perform the maintenance, a more permanent repair is currently being conceptualized and an approach being formed. And once we've determined a conceptual design and approach, we're expecting to discuss the proposed repairs with the city of Carlsbad and the private weir owner to collaboratively determine the next steps. And additionally, we expect to set up a meeting with the resource and regulatory agencies and SANDAG to discuss options for when and if a total loss of the weir occurs prior to the implementation of the Buena Vista Lagoon Enhancement Project. And that's all, and I'm available for questions.
Thank you. So there still needs to be, the work still needs to include getting permits from all the agencies, correct?
That's correct.
And this is responsibility of both City of Oceanside and City of Carlsbad.
Per the 1971 agreement, yes.
Okay, so the intent is to share in the expenses.
It hasn't been discussed yet, but yes.
Okay, and it's going to be maybe a couple of $100,000 altogether?
We're too early to have a cost for you, but I'll return with that information.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the board members? Yes.
Jamie, by any chance, with all these state declarations of emergency and that, and are there any opportunity for us to recoup any funds from our governor or from our federal partners?
It's maintenance, so I'm not sure about that, but I'll look into that.
But we did it under a state of emergency, and I know that.
FEMA?
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'll look into that.
Great if you could. Thank you.
Yeah, sounds good. Anyone else have a question? Are there any requests from the public to speak on this item?
No.
Thank you. Okay, so moving on to B under 4 new business is Buena Vista Lagoon Joint Powers Authority meeting times and location. We do have a report by Nick Stupin, Parks Planning Manager, City of Carlsbad, and I understand this is about perhaps meeting the time maybe earlier, like at 2 o'clock or something?
Yeah, so this was, thank you for the opportunity to speak today. This is based off the minute motion from our last meeting to investigate the opportunities to hold the meeting via virtual format and or looking at other times to better work with the committee schedule. Due to logistical purposes, it's been determined that virtual meetings are unavailable to us.
Right.
But I would like to open up a discussion for the committee to have, and then for staff to then work out to determine the availability of our individual council chambers on the same date. And currently we meet every third Monday of every odd number month from 3:30 till conclusion.
Right, so I believe that we would have the chambers open, say around 2 o'clock. I understand that it's so that to try to avoid traffic between Oceanside and Carlsbad. So let's open it up to comments. Mayor?
Since it was my motion, I guess I'll go first.
Yeah.
One of the reasons is that I asked for this is because at 3:30, there's traffic coming here, and then when we let out, we go out onto the freeway and it's almost stopped traffic. And that's kind of inconsistent with what we believe in, and that's keep traffic off the roads. My first thought would be, rather than 2 o'clock, is I'd like to have it first thing in the morning, get it out of the way, so then that way we can get on with our other business without having a 2 o'clock meeting hanging over our head all day. So my proposal, at least for me, would be something in the 9 o'clock range.
Okay.
and going back and forth to the council chambers. But if one of the council chambers is tied up, I want to be able to be flexible enough that we can just then use the other chambers.
I
So I
think
think
there's past
if-
precedent for that as well. We've done that in other times.
Okay, so Councilmember Joyce, you have availability on other days, but not on Mondays, is that correct?
Correct.
At 9 a.m.? What other days would you have?
I believe Thursdays are the only day of the week that I can consistently do that.
Is Thursday 9 a.m., could we look at that potentially?
That still be for the third Thursday? Or just any Thursday at this point?
Yes.
I have no objection to the change of day and doing it at 9 o'clock.
Okay. Let's see.
I see heads bobbing.
Yes, let me just make sure what Thursday that is. So it'd be the first, second, third Thursday of the month, would it be?
Let me double check.
So May 23rd, so
Because the first Thursday of the month, I have to be somewhere at 9 a.m. in San Diego. So much fun. But the third Thursday would be fine with me. Is everybody looking at their calendars? They're very busy. What is it? Dance card?
Third Thursdays at 9 o'clock works well for me.
Okay. Okay.
for me, 3.
Okay. Yay.
You cannot take any more time. It was your suggestion that we do 9 on Thursdays.
I think that works.
Okay.
This third Thursday, we're doing the sediment management, which is similarly questions, but I think that works.
Okay. So could we look at that
We
in
will
terms of
investigate that.
availability of space?
Yep, and we'll check our council chambers and take the mayor's suggestion of swapping back and forth if we need to, if there's a conflict.
Okay. So when we adjourn, I'll be saying it'll be either be the May 20th or the third Thursday.
Yeah, so I
Just
think
to-
for the next one, it sounds like we would have to send out a special notice for a special meeting.
Okay.
And then next meeting, you guys would actually officially vote on the change for the meeting time.
And Mr. Stupin, you couldn't get any kind of exception for us to be doing this on by Zoom? No, huh?
Not at this time.
Darn it. All right. Thank you very much. And I definitely appreciate all of us meeting together. It's actually kind of nice. Who knows, maybe we can go, or some of us can go out. I guess we have to worry about quorums
And I
for
want to say
coffee.
compliments to this group, because anytime I've ever been in a meeting where we wanted to change the time and date, it goes back and forth 10 or 12 times before we finally find a time. So congratulations on such a quick decision.
Yeah.
So that's May 16th then, the next one, the third Thursday?
It would be
Yep.
1, 2, yeah, the 16th.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, for some reason I do have a special meeting on that day. Well, I will double check on that, but yes, that would be the 16th. Okay. All right, we don't need a vote on that, right? Because this was for discussion.
Correct.
Okay. Yes, and direction, yeah. So item number 5, old business. We have under A, Wetlands Reserve Restoration Project, update by Buena Vista Lagoon Audubon Society. We do have Natalie here.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the ability to comment. All I have to say is good news. We've submitted all the documentation for permitting with the city of Oceanside. So that's all I have to offer today. And I wasn't sure if this is a time to talk about the proposed crosswalk. I know there's been work done by staff to look at appropriate siting, but I wasn't sure if this is the time or, anyway, that's one thing we're looking at, is ensuring there's a connection between the wetland reserve and the nature center as we proceed.
Okay.
So,
Thank you. Maybe staff could report on that, since it is part of the Buena Vista Audubon, the Lagoon Audubon Society's work, and trying to make that connection and avoid people from getting hit by the traffic that seems to go fast around there.
yeah, it's so far we've been successful, but yes, it's in not getting hit. So, but
So the crosswalk has been assigned to a capital improvement project engineer, and it's been budgeted for, but there aren't any updates to date
Okay.
yet.
All
thank
right.
you. Okay.
Thank you very much. Do we know, because this is a budget time, will we know if we need more funds to be able to continue on this project, to be requested?
From
to
what,
conti-
go ahead, sorry.
No, do we have an idea of how much it's going to take to continue on this project?
From what I understand, it's a feasibility study, so it's been funded to that level.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Any request to speak from the public on this
Thank
item?
you.
No.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Shapiro. Under B, technical studies performed to date. Our two Sandag reps, Mr. Keith Greer and Ms. Kim Smith, were unable to be here. My understanding is that they are moving forward on applying for the rolling grant for, is it Prop 1? So they're just about ready to submit, is the status, as far as I understand. Do we have any other additional information from staff on that?
There are no updates on the technical studies, and there are also no updates on the funding.
Okay. Okay, so that's on B and C. Any questions from board members regarding those two? Neither staff from Sandag were able to be here today, but they basically said there was no real update. Okay. Item number D, Buena Vista Lagoon Cattail Control Ad Hoc Committee. Oh, by the way, was there any request to speak from the public regarding B and C?
No.
Okay, thank you. So now we're on D, Buena Vista Lagoon Cattail Control Ad Hoc Committee. Update by California Department of Fish and Wildlife. My understanding is Dillingham was not able to be here, but he indicated that there was no meeting by the ad hoc committee since the last time we met.
That's correct. There's no update to give.
Okay. Do we have any requests to speak from the public on this?
No, we do not.
Okay. All right. So we're now under 6, committee member comments. Anyone wishing to make a comment from the board? No. Okay. Well, thank you. Number 7 is our next meeting, which, as we know, we've just been talking about that. It'll unless there's any problems, it'll be on the 16th? All right. And it'll be the host will be the city of Carlsbad. So no other comments or from staff or from board members, then we'll go ahead and call this meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Recording stopped.
I'm surprised we don't have to go to meeting. Yeah, I'm seeing.
But it's going to go special meeting. And I think what Nick said, a special meeting, and then next, during that special meeting, then we'll take a vote. I think that's how I understand it.
Okay.